Image copyright Getty Images. Armed police have been stood down and 2 central London Underground stations have reopened following reports of gunshots being fired at Oxford Circus. Police want to speak to 2 men after an altercation erupted on a platform at the station, but say there is no evidence any weapons had been fired. Officers also want to speak to anyone who was at the station about the cause of the mass panic and evacuation. 16 people were treated after they were injured fleeing the station. Oxford Circus was closed and armed police were deployed following reports that gunshots had been heard inside the station. Police initially treated the incident as potentially terrorism-related, while nearby Bond Street station was closed amid fears of overcrowding. The British Transport Police (BTP) said officers believe there was an altercation between 2 men on the platform before the scare. They have released CCTV images of 2 men they want to speak to. Image copyright Met Police Image caption Police want to speak to 2 men after an altercation erupted on a platform. The Met said it began receiving numerous 999 calls reporting gunshots in Oxford Street and at Oxford Circus Station at 16:38 GMT. Oxford Circus, where Oxford Street and Regent Street meet, was cordoned off while shops and businesses were placed in lockdown. In a statement, the Met Police said officers working with colleagues from British Transport Police carried out an urgent search of the area. No causalities, evidence of any shots fired or any suspects were located by police. However, the force said there had been significant panic at station. 16 people were injured as passengers fled from Oxford Circus Station, in what witnesses said was a stampede. 1 patient was transferred to a major trauma centre for leg injuries, while 8 people were taken to central London hospitals for minor injuries. Further 7 patients were treated at the scene, the London Ambulance Service added. Scotland Yard said the operation had been stood down at 18:05 GMT. British Transport Police said it received reports of gunfire on the westbound Central Line platform at Oxford Circus. This caused a significant level of panic which resulted in numerous calls from members of the public reporting gunfire, the force said. A methodical search of the station and Oxford Street was conducted by our specially trained firearms officers. During the search, officers did not find any evidence of gunfire at the station, it added. Image caption Armed police were deployed to the area in central London. Image caption Eyewitnesses said it was a very panicked scene. Police said additional officers would remain on duty in the West End to reassure the public. In a statement, Mayor of London Sadiq Khan praised the city's emergency services for a swift response. Meanwhile, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have attended the Royal Variety performance at the nearby London Palladium Theatre. However, their scheduled arrival was delayed by an hour, as a result of the incident. A Kensington Palace spokesman said the royal couple were in time for the start of the show, but the traditional pre-show meeting with some of the performers had to be dropped. Media playback is unsupported on your device. Media caption Footage shows people fleeing Oxford Circus. The scare happened on Black Friday, at a time when Oxford Street and the surrounding areas were filled with shoppers. BBC reporter Helen Bushby said she had seen a mass stampede of people running away from the station in the panic. They were crying, they were screaming, they were dropping their shopping bags. It was a very panicked scene, she added. People said they heard a gunshot and panic was just spreading. Media playback is unsupported on your device. Media caption People were running, screaming. She spoke to a group of young women at Topshop, in Oxford Street, who said people had dropped their shopping and ran as quickly as they could. Greg Owen, 37, from London, said he was at Oxford Circus Station when people began running away. I was next to the tube station and everyone started screaming and shouting and then a flood of people came up the stairs, he added.